Innovative content. Global audience.
Alex, please set
Yeah,
your
good
camera.
evening.
You're not staying well. Please let me set the camera. Um, yeah, turn this upside down. Put it straight.
And that will be portrait because I'm using it landscape.
Yeah, even the landscape can still be straight. Because right now you're actually on one side, which is not right for the screen. So please let me set it so it is landscape, but it will be straight. But on landscape, it's upside down. Yeah.
Is it okay like this?
Sit. Let me see. Sit. Let me see.
Um, I will have to support the phone coming.
Okay. Do that so that I can add you back.
Is he in the live stream now?
Yeah, it's like he's trying to set the camera right. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, now I'm adding him back now.
Is the camera
Is
Okay,
it
okay?
can
okay?
you?
Is it
Okay,
okay
it's
now?
on. But now let's just manage it. Let's just manage it.
Okay, Mr.
Uh,
Alex, thank you very much for your patience and your tenacity. So, you have 10 minutes to introduce yourself and go straight to your manifesto. Where are we you now? So, you have 10 minutes. Go on. Introduce yourself, my
all right, can you
manifesto.
hear me out?
We can hear you
Hello?
very well. Just continue
Uh,
with your
uh,
introduction and your manifesto in 10 minutes. Thank you.
all right, thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to first start by uh, tendering my sincere apology for not being able to show up yesterday. It's due to some technical challenges from my own end, which I do explain to one of the staffs over there. I sincerely apologize for that, and thank you for having me today. Just to make our time so precious, I will just go through the manifesto and read it out, and then subsequently, hopefully, I entertain the questions from the panel. With your permission, sir, I take the reading. The distinguished panel of credible and impartial judges, the management and staff of SR TV Productions, beloved people of Plateau State, fellow contestants, and my supporters, good day to you all. My name is Alex Pamda Liop, an indigene of Barkin Ladi local government of Plateau State. I obtained a HND in Minerals Processing Engineering from Plateau State Polytechnic. While a student, I was elected as the Student Union Government President um, of the Polytechnic, and by this position, I was elected again as the Financial Secretary of the SUG Presidents Forum, which is a forum consisting of all the SUG presidents across the tertiary institutions in Plateau State. And through my time in service, I have acquired more skills and abilities in leadership, and these priceless experiences gained has given me the confidence that I can transit this into the affairs of our dear state Plateau. My desire to run for the office of the youth governor is conceived from a deep desire to see a new Plateau State emerge and to have Plateau State return to our glory days. If given the mandate to champion the affairs of our dear state, my administration will work on the following cardinal agendas. One, security. Security is a matter of concern in the hearts of everyone on the plateau, and hence a top priority for my administration. It is practically impossible to guarantee the sustainability of any development plan that my administration intends to pursue if adequate measures are not employed to ensure the safety of lives and properties. We will work in syncopation with all security agencies, community leaders, and the people to devise means of ensuring adequate security is achieved. And two is agriculture. Plateau State is known for her rich agricultural endowment and heritage. My administration will greatly exploit this asset most proficiently to guarantee food security, to ensure job creation, and to boost the economy of our state. To achieve this, we will promote value reorientation and sensitization of agriculture and its practice to provide improved varieties for both crops and livestock, to also provide loans, grants to farmers, provide modern farming equipment, quality fertilizers, and a host of others. To this end, more people can venture into farming and as a full-time work and more and sufficient food supply and also will lead to improved economy. Some of the crops grown in Plateau State include acha, which is a grain known as hungry rice or fonio, millet, corn, yams, potatoes, sorghum, cowpeas, rice, fruits, and vegetables. A number of these crops are cash crops, and the rest of them are staple crops. Number three is education. Education is a fundamental right of the people, and as such, my administration will give maximum priority to it, from the primary to the secondary levels. Education plays a very important role in all areas of our society and is most responsible for the development of civilization. To achieve this, adequate and qualified manpower will be recruited and trained to impact intellectually across the various levels of education in the state. Deliberate approach will be made to employ suitable ICT tools and equipment to ensure that these minerals are accessible and affordable for all. And number four is tourism. Learning, and most importantly, learning institutions their very best. And lastly, my administration will ensure that education is accessible and affordable for all. And number four is the restructuring of the mineral sector. Plateau State can boast of a rich mineral deposit, being trained as a mineral engineer, and will ensure that adequate licensed and trained professionals are employed to ensure that these minerals are extracted using proper equipment and methods in such a manner that it doesn't keep the mining sites exposed and vulnerable to erosion, pollution, and other environmental hazards, as this has been the practice. By this act, our mineral reserves can be well accounted for and the revenue generated channeled to bring about the development in our state. And number five is tourism. Plateau State is known as the home of peace and tourism. The weather and climate in the state has for long attracted foreigners and foreign tourists who visited Nigeria. Many of them have even settled for a long time now. Notable amongst these centers are the Jos Wildlife Park, the Kura Falls, the Riom Rocks, the Rayfield Holiday Resort, and a host of others. Our administration will ensure that proper and adequate resources and trained professionals are hired to revive these tourist centers and bring them to modern standards. The development of these tourist centers will bring about job creation, standard and comfortable relaxation spots, and it will most certainly generate revenue for the state. And the last on my agenda is an inclusive administration. My government will run a transparent and inclusive administration. The purpose of this is to discourage religious, ethnic, and tribal inclinations in the furtherance of our democracy, and hence encouraging the active participation and involvement of all key players in the development and growth of Plateau State. Dear people of Plateau State, having stated out the path that my administration intends to take, I would love to state that we will not be limited by these blueprints, but that we will be open and also employ all strategies and ideas which constitute good governance, growth, development in our state. In conclusion, I would love to appreciate the entire SRTV Productions and the sponsors of this great history making contest for the platform to present myself to the people of Plateau State as a candidate for the job as far as the growth, development, and the glory of Plateau State is concerned. God bless and long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless and long live Plateau State. God bless and long live SRTV Productions. Vote for change, vote for impact, vote Alex Famdalio for governor. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alex. Nice speech. Nice.
Thank you very much, sir.
I must commend you for that.
Thank you very much, sir.
It was the level of
thank you very much,
preparation you've put in. But over the time when you were, giving us a manifesto, it occurred to me that you barely said much on science and technology. You were agreeing with that it is an integral part of the 21st century that science and technology is practically imbibed in almost everything. So can you, in 2 minutes, tell me your plan for science and technology in your administration? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. You rightly said that technology has been the forerunner of virtually every aspect of the economy today. And I want to tell you categorically that it's actually true. because we need to employ technology in virtually every aspect of our economy, especially the educational sector. And you can also agree with me that even in the agricultural sector, virtually every aspect of the economy to say, technology is very, very important. And like you said, to answer your question, I would like to state that we have actually had testimonies and we have actually seen results of the impact, the positive impact of technology as obtainable in other countries, in even states, some certain states within Nigeria. And one of the things to do is to hire people that are what professionals in the field that will actually give us a roadmap, a blueprint to follow and actually trying to get things on. Like you, to answer your question again, I want to state that my government is not an individual government, and that's actually a role to actually spearhead the affairs of the state. But there will be people that are mandated and be given the responsibility to actually help in actually seeing that these things are brought to fruition like that. Uh, Technology is very, very paramount. The skills obtainable in the ICT world are so treasurable that you can't do without them. So, by the special grace of God, my administration will make sure that we employ these concepts from people that have actually tested and proven the realities and the positive impact that this technology has brought. Thank you very much for the question.
Pandal, right? Uh, Number one, my question is you spoke about security. I want to know your
Yes, sir.
relevant stakeholders in the aspect of security and how you intend using them. Another thing is that you spoke about tourism. I don't know
Yes.
what will attract foreign investors to come to Plateau State. I don't know what kind of tourism they are talking about. What kind of partnership and who are you going to partner together with regarding in the aspect of tourism? Do you get my question?
Yeah, you can come again, please.
Now, number one, I spoke about security in Plateau State. I
Yeah.
want to know your relevant stakeholders you intend working with and what will be their input regarding to that. Number two,
Okay.
I spoke about tourism. I don't know the kind of because Plateau State happens to be a civil servant state. How you intend generating revenue regarding to tourism in Plateau State?
All right. Thank you very much for the question. To answer your first question, I would want to state that security is a matter of concern. And to be honest with you, it has actually eaten into the very fabrics of our economy, especially the Plateau State people, and you can attest to that. A way forward to actually ensuring that lives are secured and properties as well is by engaging all stakeholders. And that involves talking about the security agencies, talking about community heads, talking about even the people, and via sensitization and then the need to be vigilant and to ensure that this security is not just left at the hands of the government, but that everyone on the plateau will contribute to their own quota. Like for instance, seeing people in a community where you haven't seen for a long time is actually a good sign to actually raise raise a red flag about, and then maybe make inquiries to actually avoid it. Because most of the times we actually come to notice that some people just come in the name of strangers, and all of a sudden, before you know, one thing or the other leads to the other, and then you see that certain attacks, kidnappings, and other things have been done. So the relevant stakeholders involved are first of all the plateau people, the security agencies, and then talking about the community chiefs and the community heads. And this will actually go a long way by calling for meetings, regular town hall meetings, to actually see that issues as pertaining to the security challenges faced in the different communities are being resolved, and then modalities and steps on the way forward is actually worked to ensure that lives are secured. And you can actually agree with me that the security personnel and the present government, I will commend their effort for doing so much work so far. My administration will actually make sure that more strength is added to ensure that lives are secure, that people can conduct their business freely without having any form of fear, without any form of timidity, but that they are so sure of them being safe in carrying out their various duties and jobs and whatever thing they have actually said to do as citizens of the Plateau State. And secondly, to answer your question on the issue of tourism and that how it will actually generate revenue. Of course, tourism is one aspect that I believe we can diversify our economy, not just relenting on the federal government allocations to actually sort out the needs of the state, of which you know is not going to be sufficient in carrying out the activities of the state. Plateau State is blessed with so much tourist centers, and like I said, when these tourist centers are developed, certain fee can actually be fixed, and people coming to visit can pay a little amount whatsoever. And you can agree with me that the droplet of ocean is what makes up droplet of water is what makes up an ocean. So little revenues coming from different tourist centers will actually accumulate into a handsome amount that will go a long way in adding value to the economy of Plateau State. And by this, you also talked about how is it conducive for foreign investors to come in and other things like that. Like I said, the first on my agenda is security because when people don't have the confidence about their safety, when people uh, 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 don't trust the government with the ability to keep them safe, the tendency to actually deploy whatever potential or whatever resources they have into actually destroying the economy of Plateau State will actually increase.
Okay, sorry. Maybe when he's back, we'll add him. Let's
The Plateau State. I still have some of them in my local government. That's in Balkiladi, in Rock. I know one of the sure that he gave me the name. And till date, the hospital I was giving birth to, still white people are still working there. And because they have committed, they have found a weather to be actually helpful for them. And they are actually doing well. And I believe that this is going to continue to be the case. For sure, and without
Hooray!
any form of
The next
fear.
president show is here
That
again. Are you aged between 18 and 30? Smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and feature you?
hello, hello,
Are you still there, Mr. Alex? Can you hear me,
hello.
Mr. Alex?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay, so thank you for your submission so far. Wonderful
Thank you very much.
presentation, wonderful
Thank you very
manifesto.
much.
I hope
Thank you
you
very
can
much.
actualize this as a governor because most times we see politicians that come up and they make promises and then when they get the position, they don't even think, remember what they've said. So we wish
No,
you the
I'm
best of
different
luck.
by the grace of God.
We'll be hoping to see the best of you in this contest. But before you go, any last word for SRTV? Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow is actually something that, the idea, when the idea came to me, I was like, wow, this is actually nice. I think it's the first of its kind that I came across. I don't know if any other existed. And coming to have and listening to all of my fellow contestants and wonderful youth in this country coming up with so much powerful and wonderful ideas that can transform this nation, in the nearest future. It actually gives me hope and confidence that this kind of desire I have, I'm not alone in the cause. And there are many people that are willing to actually give out their best and give out their all for the progress and the growth of this nation and the various states and communities that we find ourselves. I want to really commend the Superior Radio Television for putting up this great event and history making event. I tell you, this is an event to remember in the nearest days to come. And I want to sincerely thank you for giving me the privilege and the honor to come off and present myself to the people of Plateau State. I see this as a great opportunity. Thank you very much, the panel of judges. Thank you very much, Superior Radio Television and staffs. Thank you very much, my supporters, and thank you very much, my fellow contestants, for the support so far. Thank you.
Okay, we're having Aliyu Ahmed. Let me add Aliyu. Ali is here. Welcome.
Um,
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Aliyu. Please, which state are you contesting under? Thank you.
Kaduna State.
Kaduna State, okay. Um, Please kindly state your make your introduction, specify your name and your state and the position you're contesting for, and then go straight to your manifesto in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Ali Ahmad from Kaduna State, the aspirant, the next governor, reality show. Uh, I'm a talent hunter, a true believer of meritocracy, a result-oriented personality. I believe my leadership skills and experience are enough to approve my competency and my capacity to achieve my designated goal. Kaduna State is faced with myriad challenges. My policy document or manifesto is a solution based manifesto with a clear understanding of the problem bedeviling our state. It is an understatement statement to say that Kaduna State today is still, despite housing the most powerful military presence, we are still facing insecurity. But notwithstanding, my candidature is enough to be is a problem solver because we have getting to the root of the problem. Because for you to be a leader, first thing you need to do is to study the problem so as to have a guide where you can channel your resources. Firstly, the issue of security, most security challenges that we are seeing today are local or rural banditry per se. So to solve this problem, we have to think locally before thinking or bringing the 21st century solution because security is everyone's business. To solve this problem, I first of all, I am very glad to share with the people of Kaduna State what I consider as a special package and a solution-based manifesto. What we consider first, if I emerge as the next governor, is we establish Kaduna State Community-Based Intelligence and Anti-Crime Officers. We have 255 wards, political wards in Kaduna State. My plan here is I am going to employ 50% across all the 255 political wards that we are having in the entire state. 30% of their population are going to serve as an intelligence officer. They will receive training and we will provide them with the necessary equipment because we believe there are people from that respective communities. They know whoever would have committed anything negative, they will be able to point him out and get him to the book. So these people will be employed within their community. And we are still going to give a special consideration to the places where the security challenges is high. Places like Zaria, Jiwa, and southern and other parts, some part of southern Kaduna. Like in southern part of Kaduna, they have hunters association and vigilantes. We will not also forget them in this process. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to re-establish a working relationship with the traditional rulers, community stakeholders, and the district heads, which will include the district heads, because they also have an important role to play in this exercise. Traditional institution has played a significant role in maintaining peace and tranquility in our society. Also, the next thing we are going to do is to establish community peace partnership initiative. This committee will include this committee will include the community stakeholders, the district heads, and the ward councillors, because we believe these are people living within that society. Like I said, we must also include the 21st century in solving our security problem by installing more CCTV cameras and providing our security operatives with modern types of equipment. so as to fast track all criminal activities within our respective communities. Also, to address the problem of insecurity, I learned that judiciary has played a very crucial role in either mitigating or increasing the level of insecurity in the state by delaying the judgment of culprits. If we are punishing offenses, may it will serve as a deterrent to many people who are having criminal minds, who are having intention of committing any kind of crime. So we are going to make radical changes in the judiciary, especially we will also improve their working condition. Because I learned that in Kaduna State still there are some judges, or let me say from the magistrate court that their salary is still or is 70,000. So and when they come to office, they will have a bunch of files to clear. You don't expect that kind of person to work with all sense of sincerity without considering collection of something from the culprit to set him free. We are also in the process of solving security. We also learn drug abuse has also contributed to the increase of these menace. There is increase in force snatching in Kaduna, but especially in this area, Kabbalah and other places like that. Drug abuse, excessive drug abuse is part of the problem that contributed to this problem. So I will make sure that I declare a statewide emergency to stop the illicit supply of drug into our state. Another thing I will consider is I will recognize this community policing because they are also part of our community plan. They are people that are close to the people, especially we realize that they are not having the well or necessary equipment to confront or arrest the matter when it comes. What we are having, or let me say, the security issue of security in Kaduna State. A very good counter-insurgency requires a whole state strategy, which a sporadic military operation cannot solve. That is why I will employ this strategy to make sure we control or even minimize a very controllable level the security problem of our dear state. Then coming down to education, Kaduna State has a population of 9.4 million people. While if you look at Kaduna, according to Kaduna State Residency Identity Management Database, we have 43.0% people who are in secondary school. 23.07% are not in school, while 19.19% are in primary school. 13% are in secondary school, while only 1% are in postgraduate, are pursuing their postgraduate program. The center of concern here is we understand that there are so many students in secondary school and there are shortage of secondary schools in Kaduna State and classes. If I emerge as the governor of Kaduna State, through public-private partnership, I am going to establish about 70 new secondary schools and 30 primary schools because I realized that just recently the governor of Kaduna State was able to get $28 million from Kuwait to develop more secondary schools. It has been a very center of concern. Also from the primary school, the 19% that are in school, we have 680 out 600,080 out of school children. It has also become a center of concern despite the move by the immediate past governor to improve the education and also bring the feeding program which was aimed to encourage the parents to enroll their child into the school. Still the target has gradually been achieved, though we are going to add into that. By so doing, I'm going to establish a Kaduna State enrollment response team. This response team will comprise the community stakeholders, the ward councillors, and also the traditional institution per se, because we believe they are the people more closer to that society. We are there, we cannot know everything that is happening. So my administration will clearly be a kind of inclusive administration, will carry everybody along. Also on education. We look at the percentage of the people in the university. 13% is quite a low percentage to say, considering the percentage of the people that are in secondary school. We realize that one of the greatest challenges these people are facing is economic challenge. Then I come up with the solution that we are going to declare a free education for women, especially for women from primary to secondary school up to tertiary level. Then for men, they will enjoy free education from primary school to secondary school. Then they will pay 50% at the tertiary level. Because if you look at the Kaduna State's database of percentage of men, there are 45.8% of men, while the women have the 46 to 46%. So this brought our attention to also encourage their participation into at the tertiary level and also at the basic level. Also, we are going to we are going to improve the working condition of the teachers because it is quite alarming. You cannot expect to have a teacher to go to a classroom one day while he was given teaching his classes with the thought he is having a double thought, thinking of how he left his family at home. The minimum salary of a primary teacher of a Kaduna State is 50,000. So this highlights the need for us to do even more to improve their working condition. At least this will create a way for us to have a kind of a better quality education. Also, if I emerge as the next governor, I am going to consider the issue of this issue of, like I said, the issue of there is a kind of wide, if we look at our percentage today, there is massive failure. Many people are going to miracle center to fail with their wife. I look at the situation and try to propose solution by establishing a kind of special classes for this kind of problem. Then I also come up with the if I emerge as the next governor, I am going to include vocational skills or training to all primary school, secondary school, and up to tertiary level for us to achieve a kind of knowledge and skills for self-reliance so that we can be able to have a productive and innovative community or society. The next thing we are going to look at is the issue of economy. This is where the concern arises most at times. Kaduna State has never recorded a kind of tremendous success in its economy since 2015, right from 2015 to 2022. From 2015 to 2022, Kaduna State has moved from 2.2 trillion to 3.7 trillion. But despite this economic improvement, the people if you look at the percentage of the people that are living in rural areas, 86% of Kaduna State population are people living in rural areas, and there are people that are living below poverty line, while the 14%
Can
are
you hear
people
me, Mr.
living in.
Aliyu?
Yes, sir.
You have 2 minutes to round up. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. The development will come about naturally if there is increase in wealth and job and employment opportunities. Kaduna State is an industrial center of the north. If I emerge as the governor of Kaduna State, I am going to collaborate with the relevant and multilateral institutions to establish or to revive the Kaduna Textile Limited, which has the capacity of employing 10,000 people to also reduce, and also it is going to be a beneficiary to more than hundreds of people. Very quickly, I'm going to continue. I will continuously implement the Kaduna State Infrastructural Development Plan Agenda 2020 to 2050 because this agenda saw the increase, or let me say, this agenda has facilitated about 79% of foreign investors and 21% of the local investors, local businesses. Then the next thing, let me quickly go is agriculture. Agriculture, Kaduna State is naturally an agrarian economy, with the sector providing 42% of the entire state workforce, while contributing 51% to the state GDP. But despite this, there are challenges that we encounter, which is number one, there is shortage of storage facility, which, for example, especially for the perishable items. If I emerge as the governor of Kaduna State, I will try to provide or to control this by providing enough storage facilities to include more wealth in the state. Then I'm going to also reconstruct and rehabilitate the transportation chains so as to encourage the movement of the cultivated crop from the rural areas to the market. Very quickly, I will move to the health. Then health, one of the primary responsibility of every government is to protect the life, property of every citizen, which includes the health. Our health sector has been improved since 2015 to date. The primary health care still needs to more improvement, and we need more establishment of public primary health care sectors, because the shortage of which has increased the level of people going to the secondary healthcare system. A person is suffering from headache, supposed to stay at the primary healthcare if there are enough medicines and vaccines or per se. But due to lack of enough facilities and drugs, people are moving from primary healthcare to secondary. So it has created a kind of congestion. I'm going to establish more. Then again, we are going to give free medical treatment for pregnant women and people living with people with special needs and people living with disabilities. We are also going to give a free medical treatment to children, especially from their school age, and our elderly people in our respective communities who may have serious diseases. I'm going to also on infrastructure, sorry, on social and political development. Kaduna State has been suffered since 2000 from ethno-religious crisis. One of such, the root causes of that is marginalization. We realize that, and such, I have demonstrated that because I have served in various capacities. I was able to champion it when I was the president. I realized that there was disunity in my association before I even emerged. What I did was to establish a kind of inclusive and responsive leadership where everybody's opinion matters. We are also going to allow local government to have
Mr.
full
Bill, can
control
you
of
hear
their
me?
resources. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. You've exceeded your time, and I must commend you personally for the level of in-depth analysis. I must give you that on your manifesto. You've really backed it up with statistics, with numbers, with figures, and it's something worthy of commendation. It shows at least the level of in-depth research you have made to bring up such a wonderful manifesto to help Kaduna State. So, but I have just one question for you, sir.
Okay.
Over the years, as an agrarian community or agrarian state, like you've stated, Kaduna is known for its, farm and agricultural produce. What do you expect, or what are we expecting from your administration in the way of promoting agricultural products from Kaduna State? How do you intend to put out in the world the product that come from your state in order to leverage on the need for organic grown products from Nigeria to the Western world? Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for the question. Uh, you see, Kaduna State is a region that link Kaduna State to up to the southern Nigeria. So we have the means to do so, but I realize that still part of the challenges that is being faced in our agricultural sector is that lack of proposed knowledge of value chain. Many farmers consider agriculture as a culture. For example, they don't consider it as a business. So if I emerge as the governor, I will establish a kind of uh, a kind of orientation program so that we will have more produce and to have a kind of means or to collaborate with the federal government to make sure we have the link through rail because, like I said, the perishable item before they reach the destination, sometimes they used to expire like tomatoes. If you go to Zaria, for example, there is a very big market, tomatoes market. One of the problems they are encountering is the way to facilitate the mobilization of those items. If I emerge as the governor, I said I'm going to provide them with the storage facilities, which is returnable place. Sorry, these are things that will improve our agricultural economy in Kaduna State. And again, we are going to provide more sources of mobility. Government will actively participate in the agricultural sector because lack of government participation is what is bringing the system to a lower level. So if I emerge as the governor, we are going to collaborate with the federal government to establish more transportation system, not only the rail, but also by road. These are ways that we can improve our agriculture. Thank you.
Well, another thing, drag what are my another thing I find interesting what you are saying regarding to education. I want to know how do you intend bringing social culture and education development in under education as you speak in Kaduna State. How do you intend working that? Another thing is that aside infrastructure you spoke
Social,
about, can you hear me?
yeah, social. Pardon.
Yes, under education, you spoke about social, culture, and economic development. How do we
Yes.
intend to bring that in under education in Kaduna State? And another question is, aside from infrastructure in healthcare care sector you spoke about, what can you do that will attract foreign investors to come and invest in healthcare system in Kaduna State?
Well, thank you very much. If our investment in education is what will provide us with the socio-cultural development that we desire, if because if you look at Kaduna State and our statistics, what we consider is the numbers of the people that are out of school and plus the numbers of the students that are in school. If we invest more in education, then in the nearest future, especially the world is transiting from a manual to a technological world, and so that we are going to build or achieve a kind of digital, sorry, knowledge-based economy. I said part of this, we are one part of where we will achieve this socio-cultural development is. I said I am going to introduce vocational skills. This will improve the lives of the entire student because, for example, let's say this is a short-term planning because it's not meant to achieve now. It's part of the socio-cultural engagement that we want to achieve. If we are able to achieve this in 10 years, believe you me, we are going to have a more productive society and reduce the level of we look at we have Kaduna State have 57% of unemployed people, rate of unemployment today in Kaduna State. We have only 34.43% of people that are employed. So it's only education that will get them out of this menace. Also on the social, on the cultural development. As a student of culture, I know very well the role the culture will play in this in developing also contributing into our economy. We have I'm going to establish a kind of annual cultural festivity. This is also another means that we can generate more income. We will attract more people from outside the State to come and watch. Or this will be a kind of an avenue for us to get more resources. Then what do I intend to do to get more foreign investors is the like I said, Kaduna State Infrastructural Development Plan is a plan that is set to achieve from now to from 2020 next 50 years which has started. The dualization of roads, the the sorry, the renovation of various parks in Kaduna, like Murtala Muhammad, Gamji, and many others. So if I emerge as the next governor, we are going to continue with that good work of establishing more parks. We are going to continue with establishing more parks and dualization of more roads, especially from the rural areas. This will also reduce the rural urban migration because no any foreign investor will come and invest in your state if you are not able to ensure your state is secured. Then to attract more foreign investors or even local businesses, we need to strengthen our security. So my prompt implementation of my security plan is what I will emphasize to get more foreign investors, and also we are going to set a very realistic and formidable policies that will encourage even the informal business to convert into formal businesses. This will also create more jobs, employment opportunity, and also another way we are going to I'm going to continue with the renovation of markets and establishment of more markets because for every economy to develop, you need population, and Kaduna State have enough population to develop its markets. Not only the population of Kaduna State, the entire northern Nigeria is the market that we need. So even from the agricultural sector, if you look at it, Kaduna State have the potentiality to even be the food basket of Nigeria, not even the northern Nigeria. So what we cannot only achieve that if there is no proper, if we are not able to provide security in the state. So if I emerge as the next governor, I will prioritize the security more than anything to fast track these developments. Thank you.
What do you have to say for SRTV? Mr. Liu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, what do you want to say about SRTV regarding to this show under 30 seconds?
Well, thank you very much. Let me say it this way. In a hospital, two people are born every day. One is the one who applies for the job, while the other one is the one who gives the job. Many people are afraid of being a leader because of responsibility. They choose to be a follower. But I believe the pain of being a follower is more severe and more dire than the pain of being a follower. So I choose to be a leader. On this part, I want to thank the SRPD for helping me to navigate through my path, and also helping me to project myself and get me committed to even know more about my state and my country as well. I also want to appreciate them for providing an avenue, especially for the Nigerian youth, because this program is an eye opener not only to Nigeria but to entire West Africa. I believe in the next coming moments, not only Nigerians that will watch this program, but the entire world. It has provide us with a platform to explore more opportunities, to more many things, and also to delve into research and find out, okay, how can we solve the problem within our society. Thank you very much, and I sincerely wish you well.
Thank you, Mr. Aliyu Ahmed. I think we move to the next aspirant. Please, who do we have next?
Okay, I'm coming in.
Hooray! The next president show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619.
Okay, we have Honorable Vincent.
Honorable Vincent, if you can hear us, please put on your mic and your video. Put your mic and your camera on. If you can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you. Is the video, is the camera on now?
Yes.
Yes, camera and the audio is on now. Yes.
Okay, sir. You're welcome, and thank you for your patience. Please, in 10 minutes, introduce yourself, the state you're contesting under, and your manifesto. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening to my honorable judges, fellow aspirants, good people of Gombe State, Nigeria, and the world at large. My name is Honorable Vincent Shillong, and I hail from Kaltungo local government of Gombe State. Today, I stand to declare my intentions and interest to run for the office of the next youth governor of Gombe State. Without wasting too much time, I would like to state some political involvements I have in the past. First of all, I was pioneer chapter president of the Gombe State Students Association of Bingham University, Karu, Nasarawa State. I was also the commandant of the CDS group. I then was the welfare officer, ex-JAM Association of Nigeria, Gombe State. Then from there, I held the office of the treasurer, Gombe State Students Association, which I'm still the treasurer till moment. And I served as a campaign coordinator for Bingham University Alumni Press. Constituency, Kaltungo West, to be precise, to mention but a few of the political. Now, to the main business of the day. Hello, can I continue? Hello?
We can hear you. Please go on.
Hello?
Honorable Vincent, we can hear you very well. Please go on.
Hello, please, can I continue?
Honorable Vincent, we can hear you very, very well. Go on, sir.
Hooray! The Next President show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show.
Hello, please, can I go on now?
Honorable Vincent, please go on. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. Please, can I go on now?
Honorable Vincent, you can go on. We are hearing you very well. Go on.
Okay, so finally, I said I aspired for the State House of Assembly under the prestigious party PDP 2023. So to the main business of the day, I would like to say with little experience and exposure and also a heart liberation, I can confidently say I am the right man for the job. Because for any state to grow, they need a person that has the masses at hand and is ready and brave to support them at every given opportunity. Having said that, I would like to take my fellow through not limited but just a few of my work I intend to do. First of all, I intend to work on agriculture, work on health, transportation, education, thuggery and unemployed youths roaming the streets, girl child education, that's gender inequality, and then finally security. As we all know, Gombe State is a land known for its involvement in agriculture due to the good nature of the land. For this reason, when elected governor, the first thing I will improve in my state is agriculture through the means of support of seedlings, fertilizer, mechanical equipment, and professional trainings for farmers. Now, when we talk about health, it is good to always ensure that your health workers in the state are comfortable by promoting and encouraging the health workers in the state by ensuring enlightenment and paid on time. Renovate and build more health work quarters, provide loans and grants for them, and finally motivate active ones by means of governorship award and recognition, either by means of cash or prizes. Now, talking about transportation, we all know the situation of the country and how transportation has become so difficult for people these days. So I believe when chosen into office, we'll find means of having masses move from one place to the other within the states through the means of subsidizing transport fares and transportation for them. Now, if you notice, you'll find out that there are some old cars in the transport sector in Gombe State whereby they are not being used. These are things you could be able to now renovate and then try to put them on the road. Since they are not far distance, they could go at least 10 15 kilometers a day. Now, by so doing, you will now be able to subsidize fuel for this car so that instead of paying 200 or 300 to particular places, they can pay 100 and then it now helps in subsidizing that. So next is about education. Education is another vital role area that needs intervention due to the following problems in our tertiary institutions. Now, I am more particular on tertiary institutions because if you look at it very well, so many private universities, many private secondary schools and primary schools are already occupying the whole places in the country and the state generally. So when you try to make emphasis on a child's education, I feel the education sector of the tertiary institution should be one of the paramount reasons. Now, if you see, they just increase tuition fees of tertiary institutions. You now find out that even in tertiary institutions, there are molestations of lecturers, where you find lecturers molesting and bullying students. And then cases of secret cults, activities increase, and then finally increase and motivate teachers' salary and give them that zeal to be able to want to work. So I think in the educational sector, if elected, I'll try to see how I can subsidize the price of tertiary institutions, see how we can tame lecturers that are not really in good behaviors and try to bully students, and then see how we can also tame the security of secret cult activities. That's for education. Now, we also know that lack of employment is what causes thuggery in every society or environment. So, while elected, I will ensure that I work with all the security agencies to ensure that we don't have thugs roaming around the streets by means of trying to ensure where are those hidden corners where thugs are always staying by to maybe cause nuisance or extort people or try to oppress people. By so doing, I think we'll reduce number of thuggery. And then secondly, we build factories where employments can be made for all these thugs to go and work with their strength, with their hands. without the experience. Factory work is not something that you have to have experience to do. It's something that you can learn through the job as long as you are strong enough to do. So I think if we create more factories, because here in Gombe we have the tomato factory, we have the fertilizer factory, we have the mineral factory that are meant to be for the government. But unfortunately, because of the lack of attention of most of the leaders in the past, these factories are all dying gradually, or probably are all dead. So I think if we can revive such places, it will really go a long way in ensuring that these thugs don't roam around the streets. Then, without forgetting, we should always remember the girl child education is very important. But I think that's one aspect that people tend to always forget in in governance. I believe when elected governor of Gombe State, we'll see how we'll be able to work towards ensuring that the girl child is put in priority. Now, there are 5 ways I have changed this thing to be. One, we need to put schools around where the girl child can be able to go comfortably, because if it is far, there's a tendency of molestation or rape or something on the way. So it's good for us to create educational schools around the rural areas for the girl child to be able to go to school easily, so that they don't get molested on the way. Secondly, you create during resumptions or vacations, you create transportation fare for these girl child students that are in boarding schools that are far away from their rural areas. By so doing, you see, you have a safe and secured movement for these children and everything. Then three, would see how we reduce the workload of the girl child at home. Because sometimes if you have so much to do at home, you have to do everything in the house before you go to school. There's no time to go to school. So we'll try to see how we will encourage women through the Women Ministry of Women Affairs to ensure and encourage women to please curtail too much work for the ladies. There are some jobs that the boys can do, but because they feel the ladies are the ones that will do everything, they keep it for the ladies. So we'll try and see how we'll work with the Ministry of Women Affairs to see how we'll protect and ensure that the girl child goes to school promptly. Then we should also train the teachers to be gender sensitive. Some teachers can be very, very insensitive about gender. They will feel, okay, she's a girl, or while in class, you'll be like, no, you're a girl, sit down, let the boy answer. When you start giving them that intention or that feeling that they are not really up to it, it breaks them. And then in future, they feel, I'm a woman, so I don't even need to do. But I believe that if you train the girl child, we know how many women in Nigeria are doing very well and have done so much for Nigeria and have taken Nigeria to the next level. So I think if we develop the girl child, we're also developing ourselves and the country and our states. So, and then finally, get rid of obstacles that will prevent the girl child from going to school. Now, when you're talking about obstacles that prevent a girl child from going to school, when in some situations where you don't have good waters, you don't have good sanitary pads and everything, a lady that might be on her period and decide not to go to school because she cannot have a good what do you call it? She cannot sanitize herself to be neat enough to go to school because she might feel she's either leaking or she's bleeding or something. But if the government can produce sanitary pads and good water supply for these ladies, I think to go a long way. So those are one of the things that I think I'm going to emphasize, still under the Ministry of Youth and Women Affairs. So, and then finally, security. I believe that's the most important part of what I really believe in every state. And as an ex-boy, an ex-jam, let me rephrase that, ex-jam, I have quite good parole of connection with the Nigerian Air Force, the Nigerian Army, the NSCDC, the police, civil defense, and even the Peace Corps. So I think we'll see how we'll be able to work out modalities to ensure that, for one, educational sectors, health sectors, and then our rural to urban routes are well secured for farmers, for students, for health workers, for patients, and etc. I think without saying much, finally, I would like to leave the good people with a plea. Never allow anyone to influence your voting rights and decisions. Look out for the best and vote wisely. But don't forget, a vote for me is a vote for the best. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless SRTV. God bless Gombe State, and God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Vincent, thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. I have only one question for you,
Okay,
and
sir.
that is in the aspects of internal security. You had already spoken
Yes.
about your plans for security. I want to hear your position specifically on community policing, and I want to hear your ideas and your initiative when it comes to community policing as the governor of Gombe State. Thank you.
Okay. Firstly, I would like to say community policing is not really a bad idea. But for me, I really don't believe in community policing because politicians tend to use that to override others. Now, if I might get you right, I want to say when you say community policing, it's like vigilante groups. Am I right? Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. I don't know if you got my question.
Yes, what I said, yes, I meant vigilante policing, state police, all the apparatus of local policing as it is, community wise, vigilante
Yes.
and the rest.
Okay. Yes. The vigilantes are really good, and I really appreciate their work because sometimes you call the police and they don't come on good time. So, but what I really feel is if community policing should be enforced, it should have a limit to what they can do. Because sometimes we have cases of community policing trespassing over people's rights. You now find out that you go to some local areas, because I've had experience like that. Somebody will just tell somebody a witch or a wizard, and community police will come and beat up, probably lock him up or tie him up or something and kill him. Now, because they don't have a um, initiative and good training of the police work and what should be done in situations like that. So I think even if I'll encourage community policing, they will have to undergo a particular level of training to ensure that okay, when social issues come up, this is what you're supposed to do and this is what you're not supposed to do before taking it to the next level. Because sometimes you find out that they only use it as their layman idea. Okay, no, this one's a thief, let's just kill him. And then sometimes you find out you kill people that are innocent simply because people that accused him are more powerful than people that are behind him. So it's a two-way thing. It's a 50-50 thing. Unless they are being able to be trained, I won't really want to say I really support that for now. Thank you.
Uh, what interests me in you have a wonderful manifesto, but one of the things that interests me is about the girl child education you spoke about. And aside from what you said about the girl child education, I know that you should know that one of the obstacles the girl child is facing in areas of education is due to poverty and unwanted pregnancy and probably pressure groups pressure and about the guest child. So now about the guest child education, how do your government intend to solve these issues where the girls are finding it difficult in concentrating in their education?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Like I rightly said, there are modalities to ensuring this girl child security. Just as I said, first you have to protect them while in school. You have to put them, you have to put schools where it is convenient for them to go. They don't have to now start trekking 2 kilometers to go to school. There must be a proximity that is very close to them. That is one. Protect them while in school. Now, protecting them while in school is by means of developing because they are vulnerable to attacks even while in school. So you ensure that by means of the guidance and counseling, the principal of the school and some prominent office members of this school, when they are what do you call it, an educational research or educational meetings, you encourage principals and guidance and counseling staff to ensure that these students are well taken care of, and then give them that sense of belonging that they can always come to them and discuss whatever they feel it is wrong. Now, with the help of the Ministry of Women Affairs, as I said earlier, we can be able to penetrate this guidance and counseling in different schools, and then ensure that if you have any molestation from anybody around you, you should be able to speak out. Secondly, we'll try and see how we'll come up with an idea or a means of actually helping if we see the need for the girl child that is not able to pay school fees due to parental issues, because some parents will say, ah, you are a girl, so I'll not pay your schools, but I'll pay for your brother. All these things are things that we can set down, unless we don't want to go down to the grassroots. From the top to the grassroots, there's always a channel. You go from my office to the Ministry of Women Affairs, to the guidance and counseling of the school, to the parents, and even to the girls themselves. So I think all we need to do is just, when you dedicate time and you really want to do it, I think it's something that I can really do when I'm elected into office. That's for the molestation and pregnancy, and then, as I said, proximity. Thank you.
All right. Again, what surprised me in Gombe State. Gombe State is a northeast state, but can you imagine that after all the insecurity challenges, it has never affected Gombe? No, Mr. Vincent, what do you have to say regarding to SRTV?
Actually, I'm overwhelmed. Sorry, I didn't even introduce myself and my president. Actually, if you noticed, I said I was the campaign coordinator for the president, Bingham University alumni. Emmanuel Bello is the aspirant during that particular time, so I didn't tell you about that. So, but I was so happy when my Mr. Emmanuel Bello, called me and told me about this program that is being organized by LRTV, and I think this is the first of its kind, and this is a platform for us to come out to limelight. We'll be in our closet. Somebody like me, anywhere I go in Gomena, they know me, but if I go to Bauchi now, nobody knows me. So, this is a platform for us to be able to showcase ourselves, and it's really a privilege to be part of this program, and I think this is a good one. And I believe if only this thing will continue, SRTV will not only be functioning in London anymore, but rather in all the states in Nigeria. So I pray for us all, and then God bless you. Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck. The results will be posted out anytime soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I think we have Matthew Egbe.
Okay, that's Cross River, right? Okay. Bring him in.
Righteous, and so let's start with Matthew. Okay.
Is he in the studio?
Okay, yeah, Matthew is in.
Okay, Mr. Matthew, good evening. If you can hear us, thank you for your patience. And then you are on for your state contest, the state finals actually. Please introduce yourself, the state you are contesting for as the youth governor, and go straight to your manifesto. Thank you. You have 10 minutes.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Igbe Matthew Jonah. I'm from Cross River State, and I'm contesting to be the next governor of Cross River State, the next youth governor of Cross River State. Briefly, I want to state here that if I become the next governor of Cross River State, there are certain things I have considered necessary to do for Cross River State. Leadership is a calling for me, and I take it as a service. There are three things I have penned down after serious consideration and consultations in the state that needs attention. One of which is the issue of security. Yes, security is like a global affair, but in our own state, in my own state, Cross River, there are certain aspects of security that has been a challenge to Cross Riverians, and one of which is communal clashes among communities in Cross River State, among local governments in Cross River State, and this has existed over 20 years. There are some communities that have been fighting for over 20 years over some parcel of lands, and the government has been doing a little, I must say a little about it. If I become the next governor of Cross River State, the next youth governor of Cross River State, I think one of the aspects of this security, which I have mentioned, the communal clash, is to see how I can get those lands from the individuals, from the communities. I remember in 1992 when the then governor of Cross River State, the Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Kizito, he made a revocation of certain lands in Cross River State that were under crisis. But those lands hitherto have not, those decrees, those moves or modality moves have not been implemented up to now. And those communities are still fighting over the same piece of land or parcels of land. I think one of the things I would do is to bring government presence to those places, establish institutions or parastatals in those places. I will also negotiate with the federal government to see how I can bring federal government agencies and parastatals to those places. By doing that, I am putting a stop to the crisis between communities, in the sense that no community will be able to cross over to the other community where there is government present in between them. Doing that becomes an affront against the government. Another thing is, if that is done, it will also help the youth. Most of the things that most of, like, let's say it is a school that is established in that place, or it is a security, maybe a police station, or a military war college, or anything that would at least affect the lives of the people positively in those areas. Doing that, the people would feel comfortable, they will be secure that okay, this crisis has ended by reason of this government present in this place. Again, we've discovered of late that kidnapping has gradually been part of Cross River. It has never been like that. It was not like that before. We hear doctors kidnapped, lawyers kidnapped, we hear businessmen kidnapped, and a lot of other things. As I speak with you today, I got an information that a businessman was kidnapped and was asked to pay a ransom of 50 million. Some weeks ago, one of the politicians was also kidnapped and was asked to pay a ransom of 10 million. These are youths who are idle. I say idle in the sense that if you empower these youths that are into kidnapping, if you engage them, they will not have time to go out there to do things that will be detrimental to their businesses, to their welfare, and whatever that gives them income. So I feel that one of the ways we can actually curb this issue of kidnapping in the state is to, one, boost up the security challenge. I mean, the security apparatus, the security personnel in our state, by establishing police, state police, and even community police. Go down to the various communities and have community police. I will also, as the governor, see how I can bring in skill acquisition for the young people. In September, by the grace of God, I am running an NGO. In September, I was able to empower over 150 youths in Cross River State with different skills. I saw it as a need, and for the past 2 weeks, there have been so many calls, and people have been appreciating what we did then. It's helping them, and I think if I become the next governor, I will do more. I will take it down to the grassroots. I will ensure that every community, every local government has a training center. All of this is a way of rehabilitating the youth, a way of curbing insecurity, because this insecurity is perpetuated by young people. Another aspect I will be looking at is industrialization. The state Cross River is to enjoy themselves. If you make your money wherever you make your money, you come to the state and enjoy yourself. The place is very serene, it's very comfortable for enjoyment. I think we can do more than that. I will ensure that companies are created or established in Cross River State that will empower the youth, that will help the youth to be gainfully employed, that will help the youth to be engaged. Cross Rivers are very intelligent, smart people. very dogged when it comes to activities, when it comes to businesses like this. But because there are no opportunities, you see them running away from Cross River, going to other states to hustle. So if we can empower our youth, we will boost the manpower of the state. Even there are no jobs in the state. The civil service is empty. People have retired. No recruitment, no employment. If you go to offices, you will see a lot of vacancies. Youths who are supposed to be employed are not employed, and they are roaming the street, causing problem, engaging themselves in cultism. If I become the next governor of Cross River State, all of these things will be put to rest by the grace of God. Another thing is to see how I can collaborate with security personnel, security officers or agencies to see how we can go to the street. We have a set of human beings we call Colombo in Cross River State. These are people who roam the street causing problem. They roam the street. If you see them, little children causing problem in almost all the local government. They are in badges. They have different segments. One of the things my government would do is to establish an institution where every day there will be a patrol team. That patrol team will go out and ensure that no child is on the street. A child that's supposed to be in school should be in school. If for any reason that child is not in school, the child maybe was not registered or has not started school. If it is that the child has not started school, we will have to find out. We have to follow up the child until we know his or her parent to know the reason why that child is not in school. If it is for the set of persons that are called Colombo, what we will do is, as we capture them, we will take them to school. In fact, it will be a boarding school for Colombo. The reason why we have to make it a boarding school is to ensure that these people are rehabilitated. Their mindset are changed, because since they are in the street, they live a street life. To them, begging, stealing, committing one havoc or the other is their best life. So I think if I have the opportunity in this state, I will be able to bring all of this to rest, and the state will be more peaceful than it is. I think these are some of the things I looked at in the state, and I've discovered that truly a man is needed. A man is actually needed. A man who has the heart of the people. A man who thinks for the people, who thinks about the people to solve a problem of this magnitude. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Wonderful manifesto you've presented so far. I like the way you have been able to identify the problems within your state and the solutions you have tried to proffer to these problems. But I have a question for you, sir. You have, highlighted massive projects you want to undertake: the youth, the economy, infrastructure, job creation. All these require money. So I want to ask you today, sir, as the governor of Cross River State, how are you going to get this money to do these projects? Because from all you've said, the federal government allocation cannot handle it. So please, in 2 minutes, tell me how you want to get the money to get these projects done. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Indeed, cross river state allocation is nothing to be compared to what other states have. I think in Cross River we have mineral resources, we have limestones, we have cocoa, we have palm nuts. We have a lot of resources that I know if we invest in agriculture, we will be able to handle the situation. In Cross River State, there are communities that a single man harvests about 20 to 50 bags of cocoa. In Cross River State, a particular man harvests about 50 to 30 bags of palm nut. In Cross River State, a particular man harvests up to 50 to 70 bags of rice. These are things that are in Cross River State. I will, as the governor of Cross River State, provide loans and grants for farmers to see how we can mechanize the agricultural system to encourage them, as well as having a turnaround or a return back. If we give you as a farmer some loans, we expect that we don't need the money back, but a portion of whatever you produce should be sent or be returned back to the government. By that, we'll be able to use whatever we get as internal generated revenue to solve most of these problems. Again, we have industries, we have companies in Cross River that have been working in Cross River. You will ensure that new MOUs are created where they have not been doing well for Cross River, where they have not been remitting what they're supposed to remit to Cross River, they will remit it as at when due. With this, we will be able to invest whatever we get into our project to see how we succeed. Again, we will also partner with federal government in most of the programs or projects we will be executing. By the grace of God, I know that there are instances where monies have been challenges, where projects are awarded or contracts are awarded, and there are no funds to kickstart the project. But by the grace of God, if we generate internal revenue, we will be able to sort out most of the problems before even the federal government allocation will come in. So I think that investing or returning back to the state, considering what the state has and making use of what the state has, we will be able to achieve most of our project. Then we now look at what the federal government will give to us as allocation. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Matthew Egbe. You are the Director General of South Anchor Mines, right?
Yes, sir. Very well,
Good.
sir.
I don't have much question to ask you, but I want to ask you a question on three board members that Anchor Mines have. One is the DVC of admin regarding to
University of
University
Calabar,
of Calabar, Professor
Michael Locom. Professor Michael Locom.
Thank you. And the other one is the current Minister of Humanitarian Services and Poverty Alleviation. And the current one, another one is the current Commissioner of Education in Cross River State. How can you, thank you. These are Anchor Mines Board of Trustee members. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir. Very well, sir.
Thank you. So how do you, if Anchor Mines is partnering with SRTV, how do you see the performance of these three people? So far, so good on this appointment they've given them. And how do you intend relating to them if given the mandate to represent the youth governor of Cross River State? How do you intend collaborating with these three people and see how they can assist you to achieve your manifesto, your good manifesto you have given so far?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Let me begin with the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu. I think one of the aspects I considered in my manifesto is rehabilitation of the street boys or the street children. And that is one key aspect the office of the minister is into. So it is left for us to design a program and present it in such a way that it will be enticing, because you cannot place nothing on something and expect it to stand. You should have a convincing project, a convincing proposal. So we in fact, they know the state, they have perseverance. So she knows the level of criminality and insecurity in the state from that angle of Colombo, as I mentioned. So if we are able to partner with them, we will go to them, present ourselves to them, the need for them to partner with us, or the need for us to partner with them as a government to see how we can solve the problem. If they are able to help us to solve the problem, they are also solving the problem for themselves, in the sense that they will come back to Cross River State one day and they sleep in Cross River State. If the environment in Cross River is not conducive for them, they won't be able to lay their heads and rest. So at that level, we will be able to tell them, this is the reason why we need to do this. The state need to be secured. So we will partner with, in fact, we at several times I've communicated with her. Their ideas I've given to her, and I know that she's a good woman, and she has been looking at those ideas. Regarding education, remember I made mention of establishing institutions like a school, for instance, basically to habilitate these street boys. We will partner with the Commissioner for Education, Senator Professor Stephen Ode. We will partner with them. We will go to them, tell them. When I was in secondary school, there was a team my community set up, basically to ensure that no child was on the street during school hours, and it was so interesting. Parents loved it. The school management enforced it, and at the end of the day, we saw that the student, in fact, we had more students. People were not willing to learn. People were not willing to encourage and to send their children to school. So if at the end of the day, we walk up to them, we present our proposals to them, tell them this is the reason why we need to do this. These street boys are causing a whole lot of things. These street boys are even bedded by women, by people. They have visions, they have dreams. It's just circumstances or situations that has placed them where they are, and they cannot help themselves. We should step in to help them. At the end of the day, I believe very well that he will see reasons with us, and they will partner with us to see how we can do this. For Professor Michael Okom, he is currently the director of alumni in the University of Calabar. He's no longer the DVC admin as he was. At least I know him. He's a lover of young people. He has organized several conferences, several summits, several events for young people. He's a motivator. And I know that if we bring up ideas to him, on how we can rehabilitate, on how we can refurbish, on how we can assist the youth, on how we can bring the youth out of the box where they are thinking, to think future, to think different from what and how they have been thinking. I think he will oblige us the opportunity, and we will go further. Thank you very much, please.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Matthew Egbe. What do you have to say for SRTV?
Well, it's amazing indeed. SRTV has actually gone further than I expect, because it's an opportunity that is rare, and I can't thank them enough. Words will actually fail me to say anything to them. I am really grateful for this opportunity that has been given to me to express myself, my intention and desire to serve the people of Cross River State. This is not common. This is not common. It is not common, but we have so many companies, we have so many industries, but they have taken it upon themselves to see how they can motivate us young people, to see how they can push us young people into the corridors of power, into the decision-making room of the nation, beginning from our various states and at the federal level. I think I must commend their effort, and I pray that they don't just stop here, but we'll get to the very end where they want us to go to. We will all reach there. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have Honorable Comrade in the group. Let me add him. I want to play jingle first. Okay, Honorable, please unmute your mic. I'll get back to you shortly.
Okay. Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447.
Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619. Powered by SRO TV in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, elevating good leadership in our world.
Hooray! The Next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be?
So, who do we have next?
Okay, we have Honorable Comrade Hassan Adamu.
Okay, Honorable Comrade, if you can hear me, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Good evening, sirs.
Good evening. Your title is a bit confusing. You are an honorable and a comrade. So that means you are the
Yes,
people's
sir.
man. Yeah, that means you are for the people. Please, in 10 minutes,
Yes, sir.
give us an introduction and your manifesto. Thank you.
Good evening, sirs. Good evening, Mark. Good evening, judges. My name is Honorable Comrade Hassan Adamu Abdullahi. I'm aspiring for the next youth governor of Jigawa State. I am from Jigawa State, from Malamadori local government. I'm a graduate of Nuba Mali Polytechnic Zaria. I study business administration and management. If I'm opportune to be the next youth governor of Jigawa State, my first agenda when I become the youth governor of Jigawa State, the welfare of the poor, the less privileged, and the disabled will be my main priority. I will help the poor people of Jigawa State across the 27 local government we have. I will ensure I reach out to the grassroots. I reach out to all the wards and districts in each local government to support the poor people with foodstuff, with money to start a business, with resources. Secondly, when I become the next youth governor of Jigawa State, there will be youth inclusiveness in my government. I will include youth in my government because the youth still remain the beacon of hope toward development of our dear country. The youth shouldn't be seen as an instrument to be used during electioning and campaign, but rather the youth should be given a chance in governance and administration. So I will include youth in my government for the better of Jigawa State. When I become the youth governor, I will work for competence, humility, credibility, good governance, youth empowerment, among others. Agricultural investment. Jigawa State, we are one of the top crop production states in northern part of the country. I will invite investors to come and invest in agriculture in order to enhance our agriculture in Jigawa State, such as rice producing, dry season farming, and so on. Protection of life and properties. I will make sure as a youth governor, I protect the life and properties of the people of Jigawa State, both home and away. Either they are in Jigawa State, or they are outside the state, or they are outside the country. As far as you are an indigene of Jigawa State, and I'm opportune to be the governor, I will protect you wherever you are around the world. I will protect their interests, their dignity, integrity, and credibility. Recreational center. In Kazaure local government, we have Wawara Finka Lake. It's a place that I will turn it to a recreational center where people around the world can come for their holidays, excursions, leisures, and relaxation. That will serve as another source of income to the state government. So I will make sure I create a tourism places around Kazaure local government, because the lake is very good and is accommodative for tourism. Transparency and accountability. In my government, if I'm opportune to be the next youth governor, there will be transparency and accountability. For example, if I sign out a contract, I will not sit down in my office in the name of giving out a contract, but I will all go there to see with my eye, to follow up, to ensure that that contract I awarded is what they are doing, and they are doing it qualitative. Creations of roads, schools, hospitals, and other infrastructure. If I am opportune to become the youth governor, I will create more schools, more hospitals, more roads, and I will equip the farmers. I will give maximum support to farmers. I will provide them with machineries, fertilizers, and motorcycles that will make their farming activities to be easier. Let the people of Jigawa State keep hope in me. Next, I will make Jigawa State better, inshallah. And that's all I have for my manifestation. Thank you, sirs.
Comrade, You have really done justice to your manifesto. However, I have one question for you. You see, oftentimes, most Nigerians or politicians find it easy to promise a lot. But we discover that when they get into positions of power, even when they have a sincere interest, their interests are most times sabotaged by their people in the cabinet that they form. As the governor of Jigawa State, what is your plan on keeping check and balance within members of your cabinet to ensure that this wonderful manifesto you have presented is duly adhered to? Thank you. Honorable Comrade, can you hear me?
Yes, as the governor. Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Please
as
go
the
on.
youth governor of Jigawa State, to ensure that I have the right people in my cabinet, I will go through the selection process. I will not appoint people because they are close to me or they are the sons of this and that, but rather I will select those that are competent, those that I know they can do the job. I will hire or employ technocrat that will assist me in the process to select the people that will make my administration to be smooth and better. Not because of godfatherism, someone will bring his candidates and say, you should appoint this as a commissioner of this, commissioner of that. If I do so, it will not help me to achieve my aims and objectives and the promises I make to the people. But if I follow due process, I select those that are competent, those that have the knowledge, and they have the passion for the job, it will help my administration, sir. That's all the process I will follow.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, Honorable Comrade Hassan Abdullahi, I must confess that you have a very good manifesto, but there are two things that is wondering me about Jigawa State. And you mentioned Kazore, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, number one, if given the mandate as the governor of Jigawa State, how do you intend tackling the challenges of children who are out of school? Number two, you mentioned Karizore, and I know there are challenges and consequences regarding to water in Kazore town. I don't know how you intend doing it, but how do you intend bringing the private and the public sector to assist your government? Can you hear me?
Maybe he's having network issues.
Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Abdullah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, sir.
Okay. I ask a question. If given the mandate as the governor of Jigawa State, how do you intend tackling the challenges of children who are out of school in Jigawa State? And number two, I asked a question. You mentioned Kazaure town, which happens to be one of the prominent towns in Jigawa State. Now, there are challenges facing Kazaure town, which are the challenges are water scarcity. How do you intend to bring the public and the private sector together to assist your government?
Yes, in terms of the water, I will collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Water Resource. The federal government has more capacity than the state to assist us to supply water. That's to we have in Hadeja local government, we have Riba Hadeja. So the authority that are controlling Hadeja River Basin, which collaborate with the federal government to support us to make water available to all the local government. Like in the Kazaure local government, there is some districts that I will build a borehole. I will make sure each ward have at least 2 to 3 borehole in each ward so that the people can have access to water supply. That's how I will do to help my people to get the water. Then children that are out of schools in Jigawa State, there are many children that they are out of schools because most of our people send their children to Almajiri school. Maybe, for example, if someone is in Gumel, they will take you to Burning Kudu for Almajiri education. So you'll be seeing children roaming at the streets. They will not sit down and focus. So by then, I will introduce Almajiri education. That I will make it in form of school. They will be doing both the Western knowledge and the Almajiri knowledge. I will ensure that each local government, I create more schools. And I will organize a town hall meeting, community meeting to do awareness to the parents, let them know the importance and value of education. But that will not stop their children for Almajiri education. We'll be mixing both the Western knowledge and the Almajiri education. That's the process I'll follow, sir.
Abdullahi, what do you have to say regarding about SRTV regarding to this reality show?
Yes, sir.
Honorable Comrade, can you hear me? What do you want to say? What do you want to tell SRTV?
Sir?
What do you want to tell SRTV regarding to this reality show?
SRTV, for now, sir, I will say SRTV are the best. They are doing what the country needs at the right time, giving youth opportunity to participate in such show is very, very encouraging. This will encourage most of our youth to participate in politics for the better of our dear country, Nigeria. So all I will say to SRTV is kudos and more grace to your elbow, sirs.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. We have Comrade Righteous Kiju. Well, let me just play jingle. I'll be right back.
Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619. Forward by SRO TV in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Information and
Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619. Forward by SRO TV in
Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Okay, let me add a choice.
Mr. Righteous, can you hear us clearly?
Yes, sir. I can hear you clearly, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome to the next Governor 2023 for Cross River State. Also, an aspirant of Cross River State. Please, in 10 minutes, can you introduce yourself and present your manifesto? Thank you, sir.
Can you introduce yourself and present your manifesto? Thank you.
Comrade Righteous, please can you on your
My name is
camera?
Kijo
But that's why you're not
Righteous.
showing on the
I'm from
screen.
Boki local government area of Cross River State.
Comrade Righteous, please
your
put your camera on.
Ma?
Comrade Righteous, please can you on your camera? But that's why you're not showing on the screen.
Oh, my camera is
Please
on.
open your camera. It's reflecting.
Okay. Can you see me now?
You are there on the screen. I don't know.
Can you see me now?
Okay, can you just on light so you are, because it's just showing only the dark picture. Okay.
Man,
You are there on the screen, but I don't know. Is that okay? Can you on light so you are, because it's just showing only the dark picture.
Okay. Can you see me now? Okay. Can I continue?
Comrade Righteous, go on. Thank you. You have 10
Can I
minutes.
continue? Hello?
Comrade Righteous, go on. You have 10 minutes.
Can I
Thank you.
continue? Am I there?
Comrade Righteous, go on. You have 10 minutes. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Comrade Righteous, you have 10 minutes. Please carry on.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. My name is Kijo Righteous. I'm from Boki local government area of Cross River State. I'm aspiring for the position of your youth governor. Okay. Sir? Okay. Okay, sir. I'm aspiring for the youth governor of Cross River State. By virtue of power, I have been given the mandate to be the youth governor of Cross River State.
Bad network. So let me just quickly play jingle while we get him back.
Hooray! The Next President show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619. Forward by S.
Hooray! The Next President show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619. Powered by SRO TV in partnership with the Federal.
Hooray! The next President show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459.
Hooray! The next President show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619.
Hooray! The next President show is here again.
Okay, Righteous, we have been waiting for you to hear your complete manifesto from Cross River. Sadly, we've not been able to do that. To all the other aspirants, this is a wake-up call telling you that it is on a basis of first come, first serve that the judges have been working on. While you might have been seeing two judges in the studio, we have about 6 judges who are watching this stream, taking their records and, of course, sending us submissions based on the criteria SRTV has given them even before the show has started. They are judging you on your presentation, your composure, on your facts and statistics that you present when you present your manifesto. Of course, they judge you on your presentation itself, the way you are able to pass your message to the general public. I think this is a good place to call it a day on the show. We will continue on Monday by 12 p.m. We will, of course, be wrapping up on some states. But let me remind you that FCT, Nasarawa, Bauchi, Kebbi has already been decided based on the submissions and the participation, voting, and other tasks involved in the contest of the aspirants. So from Monday, we will revisit Imo State and the other states who are yet to submit their presentations: Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Ondo. That is when we have aspirants, which we don't have right now. When they come in, we will start compiling their data. And of course, it is a great place to draw a curtain on the show today. But what we promise all the aspirants is that the judgment will be free, will be fair, it will be devoid of ethnicity, devoid of favoritism, devoid of the normal brouhaha we have from INEC. This is free and a fair contest. On behalf of the management of Superior Radio and Television, we're drawing a curtain today on the countdown to the next President Reality TV show. And we say, let us see you again on Monday, prepared, apt, and well-structured for your manifesto presentation. My name is Kenneth Paul. I have with me the Chief Judge on this show, the man who his word matters 85% of all the time, Mr. Emmanuel Bello. And on behalf of all of us here, we say thank you. We've seen a lot of worthy presentations, credible presentations. And if there's anything I can give to the youth of Nigeria, you are the hope of this country. You have the solutions to solve the numerous problems bedeviling the country. And I say thank you for your participation. We'll see you again on Monday. On behalf of my CEO, Daddy Chris, I say this is where we do the curtain. Thank you.
Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call